Yo, what up YouTube? OJ back again with another budget meal. So, on this meal, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a secondary Jamaican style traditional meal. Now, after our last video, before the last video actually, I did jerk chicken. So got a lot of requests for folks to, to give us another Jamaican video. So coming up that St. Patrick's Day is coming up next. We're gonna make a Jamaican style corned beef and cabbage. Now the way this one's gonna work is we don't use that traditional corned beef that you buy at a deli that you put in a pot, roast, and so on and so forth. Jamaicans, this is our thing right here. This is canned corned beef. Back when I was growing up, this was called bully beef. For those Jamaicans out there, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But here in the States, corned beef, but we called it bully beef. I still do call it bully beef. My sisters make fun of me all the time, but it's bully beef to me. And then we're gonna crush that up, put it together with the cabbage, and then go from there. So I'm gonna prep everything all together, and then we'll be back and I'll show you how to do it. All right, y'all, we're back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prep up the cabbage for you. Now, I did do this in our Jamaican jerk chicken meal because we had cabbage and rice along with that. But again, today with this meal, we're also gonna have obviously cabbage, but we're not doing it like the Irish do. We're doing it Jamaican style, which is gonna be over rice. Now, traditional corned beef and cabbage is corned beef, cabbage, and potatoes. That is your original, true Irish corned beef and cabbage. Now, being that I do have Irish heritage, my grandfather was Irish. His parents migrated to Jamaica from Ireland. We're gonna just switch it up and do it the way that I grew up eating it as a Jamaican in Jamaica. So first we're gonna do, again, just to show you guys, we're gonna cut the cabbage up and then just put it in a pot and then we'll season it up. So it's real simple. Side, chop it just like so. I already cut off the bottom half like I showed you guys in the previous video. Just do that, and I just chop it once again, make it a little bit smaller. Real simple, real easy, nice and quick. Good. And then we just scrape it right into the pot here. Here's how we have it. Nice and easy. So, my go-to seasonings. I use this for everything, as you already know. Season with a little bit of adobo. Now, again, measurement-wise, people, use your good judgment. You want it a little bit more flavorful, you add a little bit more. You don't, add a little bit less, but you just give it a nice, good coating. Again, if I had to say it, low side, 2 tablespoons. Higher side, 4 tablespoons. That's what I would say on the adobo. Same thing, garlic powder. Nice little sprinkle, coat it to your liking. Once again, use your good judgment. Most people who cook have common sense. Use common sense. Too much is too much. Not enough, not enough. If you're tasting it while you're cooking it, just add a little bit more while you're cooking it. And season it to taste. Black pepper, knock yourself out. Obviously, the more you put in, the hotter it's going to be. That's it. That's all you got to do. Season it, put it in there, add some butter right on top. I'd say 2 tablespoons of stick butter, slice it. It has the measurements right on this cup, and then stick it right in the pot. Then we put it on the stove, add a 1/4 cup of water, just so the cabbage doesn't stick to the bottom, and it steams nice and good. And then we just throw it on the stove, and then we'll get it cooking. Now, I'm going to turn the fire on here in a minute, but before we go, I just want to tell you one thing. We are also making rice. Rice I already have cooking on the stove. Again, I'm not going to show you how to do it. I did a full tutorial when we were making the jerk chicken on how to make rice, so we'll add that to the comments down below where you'll be able to see how to make rice if you do not know how to do so. Very step by step, I walk you through it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We'll be back. So now cabbage is just about done cooking. Rice is done. So I'm gonna prep the corned beef. So again, like I said, Libby's corned beef that you can buy at any grocery store. I got mine from Giant. It was $5.50, I think, or $6, something like that. But it's a can of corned beef. Now what we do here is we basically just use a fork in a bowl and we crush it, just like so. Except for that little extra piece there. I'm gonna make my partner eat it. So we just crush it, get it nice and crushed. So when we put it in the cabbage, it'll separate. And once it's in the cabbage, it will that's it. So now it's crushed. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna slide it in the pot. That's the cabbage nicely done. We'll separate it a little bit. You don't have to do anything to the corned beef at all because all your seasoning and everything is already inside the cabbage. Now, I didn't mention it earlier because we're gonna videotape it, or I'm sorry, videotape it. That's how you know I'm old school. Videotape. Not record, but actual videotape. Yes, I'm old. I put tomatoes and onions in here as well. Now, again, guys, this is something you should have in your pantry if you cook on a daily basis, or if you don't even cook on a daily basis. But if so, it'll just add a couple more dollars to it. But I did put onions and tomatoes in the cabbage while it was steaming to add a little bit more flavor. So after we add the corned beef, then we're just gonna mix it in. Let it cook a little bit after we mix it in, and come back and check it again. And then when we're done, we'll plate it, put it all together, and show you guys the finished product. So again, you're gonna put the corned beef in, mix it in, let it simmer for a few minutes. I'd say let it simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then come back and stir it all up once again. If you want to, if you didn't add a lot of black pepper in the beginning, you can add a little bit more black pepper in there, and that'll help to season the meat a little bit more, and go from there. All right, see you back in a minute when we'll show you the plate. All right, guys, we're back and with the finished product. So here's what you have: Jamaican style corned beef and cabbage, rice, and the corned beef and cabbage. Now, real quick, like I said before, that I am Jamaican, so things for me, I like spicy. So I add a little bit of Jamaican style hot sauce to it. Just sprinkle over top. This is my secret weapon. For those of you who want to, while you're cooking the cabbage, you can actually add a Scotch bonnet pepper or habanero, same thing, and add a little more kick to the dish. So now, here's what we got. I've been told I don't taste my food when I cook it, so I'm gonna give you a little taste. Just like my mama. Real good. Alright, guys. Enjoy. Remember to subscribe, click the like below, and we'll see you next time. OJ out.